Okay, so it says that we are going live. The internet can totally see you. All right.
Yay!
Hi, everybody. We are getting ready to get going with episode 30 of Around the Kingdom. I have my awesome co-host slash moderator slash production assistant slash friend slash all that good stuff, Alison Valia, joining me today. And I'm just going to get this up on my phone here so that I can see all of your comments so that when you are talking to us, we can actually respond. So I'm pulling that up now. Here we go.
I don't see you still. Is that normal?
Hmm?
I don't see you anymore. Is that normal?
Let me see.
Like, I don't see the show up here yet.
Let me see. 1 second. Yeah, my screen shares off. Here we go. Hi, everyone. Are you out there? Where's the beard? A geeky chick. I have to tell you that offline. It's a secret. It's a secret. Okay, you should be able to see me now.
Yep, you're good.
Okay. So I gotta expand this. Okay. So we should be good to go here. All right. Let's get this party started. I think we're ready to go.
Yay!
Pull this up here. Just gotta get myself organized, which is a whole mess load of stuff in itself. Let's see who else is out there. Sway. Hi, Sway.
Oh, that's my hubby. He's watching with the kids.
Hi. How you doing? And Alicia, thanks for joining us, and thanks for me prank calling you. Sharknado is on. Aiden's on. All right, awesome, cool. Let me get this up here. Let me get the terrible production quality theme song going. All right. Here we go. Let's see. I usually mess this up at least twice, so we'll see how it goes. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 30 of Around the Kingdom, a Disney Magic Kingdoms podcast by a guy who knows that Pua is 6 degrees from Kevin Bacon. Coming to you from Moana's boat, I am your host, Stevesquirrel, and in the co-host chair this evening is the person who actually stole the heart of Te Fiti, Alison Valia.
Hey, everybody.
Thank you to each and every one of you for joining us this week as we explore the wonderful world of Disney Magic Kingdoms. Before we get started, I want to give a big shout out to our newest Patreon, Tom Higgins. Thanks so much for joining the Around the Kingdom team, Patreon team. And of course, as always, a big thank you to our longtime Patreons, Carrie Schumann, Kathy Clausen, Honeybee, and Kira. If you don't know what Patreon is, it's a site where you can go and pledge a few bucks each month to help support the show. So, if you're able to, and want to help support the show, please check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/AroundTheKingdom. There are other ways that you can be more involved with the show also. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and now YouTube. We have a very active Facebook group, and it's a great way to stay in touch with me and the community of the show. The links to everything will be in the show notes, and can also be found on the show's main Facebook page. The Kingdom is always changing, so for reference, this show is being recorded Wednesday, May 1st at around 9:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. One thing before we start the show is I want to let everyone know that there will be no show next week. I will be enjoying Walt Disney World with my family, so I will not be stopping the vacation to make a show, but I will still be on Facebook and Twitter, checking in from time to time. So you can always catch me on there, but there will be no show next week. So just make sure you keep checking in and keep the community awesome. All right, that's it for the intro. Alison, you've been busy this week.
Very busy.
How has your week in the Kingdom been?
So highlights of my week probably would be I got the Dumbo float in a gold chest. I'm not anywhere near that part of the storyline. So
but yay, Dumbo float!
Yay. I know. It's good to know that I've got it in advance for when I will probably need it. And I got the hook stand from the mini event rewards in the Radiant chest.
Yay!
Other than that, leveling, so much leveling. I got Mother Gothel up to 10. That happened at the very beginning of my week. And then Grumpy is at 9. So just mass leveling everybody. I'm welcoming, I did welcome Chief Bogo.
Oh, nice.
So he's in my park now, and I'm only a few tokens away from welcoming Bambi. So yeah, just trucking along.
Awesome.
I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. It's far still, but it's there.
Okay, well, I've had a very busy Kingdom now. Oh, you know what? I did forget to tell people, and I'm sorry to backtrack here, but if you are going to be in Walt Disney World, and or you work there, or whatever, and you want to catch up with me, you can always hit me up with a message, and, maybe we can meet up, have a selfie, pose in front of the Disney Magic Kingdom's billboard, because we all know we love that. But you know what? You never know if we'll run into each other, because it's a small world, after all.
Nice.
Okay. I had to throw that dad joke in there. I'm sorry.
Of course.
I just had to. I couldn't let that one pass me by. Okay. So, we are going. Now we have a terrible background noise because I don't know what I'm doing. Here we go. Let's keep it going today.
Dude, right. What about your week in the Kingdom?
Thank you. Sometimes I need you to keep me in line. Thank you. All right.
I'll rein you in.
For my main storyline, I am still working on Peter Pan. I am getting so close. I think I am 7 flutes away from welcoming him to the Kingdom. So I am really excited. I'm getting there. I'm pretty close. It's been about a month, I'd say, since I started working on him. So, keeping in mind that I have just about everyone that's supposed to be, collecting for him, I feel like that's pretty average for how long to collect. So it's good. It will be good timing. I'll probably be ready to collect and ready to welcome him to the Kingdom as soon as the event is over. So that will be like a fun thing to do once I'm done with the event, and probably in like the 3 days that I'll have between when this event ends and when probably the next Tower Challenge begins.
Yeah.
But, all right. So what else did I do? After all my complaining, the demigods of the world heard me, and I did get the hook stand. It wasn't a reward because that would have been too nice. So I did, it was on my 50th chest that I purchased from the shop. But I did eventually get the hook stand. So, that's nice. It's kind of like I had already gotten the tapestry and I had already gotten the palm tree bench. So as far as what I need from the chests, I'm done, So it took a lot of pressure off of the events. The Crow event, which we'll talk about later, I didn't try hard because I didn't need to get that extra Radiant chest to be top 10 or top 20 or even top 50. I knew I would just get my one chest and my tokens and I could kind of sit back a little bit, because it's been a very crazy week. So, So I'm glad it is I'm glad it just kind of takes the load off.
Well, especially because that's the big one that, I mean, the decorations, yeah, I could take them or leave them, but when it's a main concession stand like that, you want to be able to snag it before the event ends.
Yeah. I almost wish that they, because there's the collectors,
Hmm.
and the collectors would want everything. I almost wish it was like the pineapple stand that was in there, where like
Hmm.
you go for it if you really want to complete the collection,
Right.
but it's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
like Maui's hook stand.
Right.
I don't know. Anyway,
It's an iconic piece of the movie.
yeah,
That's the part that is the huge drawback there, I feel like.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so leveling.
Hmm.
It's just been level madness. I've been leveling everyone right and left, just trying to do it. I've really been focusing on characters that have epic drops.
Hmm.
Because like I do like one from each of the storylines, kind of like the villains,
Yeah.
because you're just kind of sending them out over and over and over, and
Right.
you're focusing on the event, so you're not really thinking about it. So it doesn't feel so bad, taking a long time to level people up. So one of the people I found was actually pretty relatively easy to level up is Prince Hans because his drops are like 1 hour quest if you send two people out on like a 1 hour quest and a 2 hour quest. So they're for epic drop, and then they're like 4 hour quests for the other ones. So his drops are actually pretty easy, and they haven't really balanced him yet because he only needs like 12 or 14
Hmm.
of certain things. So he's out again. I'm sending him out again. I finished him very quickly.
Nice.
But yeah, so I've been focusing on them. But it's hard for me to keep track. I've focused I leveled so many people, including obviously the Moana people, which we'll talk about in a bit.
Yeah.
So I'm just not going to list them all. Of course, if you want to check out who we've been leveling, go to our Facebook group and go into the leveling thread. It's hit already over 1,000 comments. We're going to actually have to make leveling thread part 2.
We should.
Yeah, because it's just really fun. Everyone
We
shows who
should
they
do
leveled.
like a weekly leveling thread.
At this point, we might need to,
I know.
because Facebook will start capping us out.
Yep.
But yeah, so again, still, if you're still listening to this and you're not sure who is safe to level, we do have a who is safe to level thread post that is up in the announcements of our page, courtesy of Alison, who found it. So go check that out. And it's really just the best way to level your characters during an event and not be scared to do so. I remember my first 2 events, I didn't level anyone because I was too afraid of token conflicts. Now you don't have that worry, so you can just keep leveling. So definitely check that out. All right, and then Lifetime Visitors Board. I only went up 2,000 ranks this whole week. I went from 109,000 to 107,000. They're making me work for it. Making me work for it.
Well, I'm way behind you. I don't even know where I'm at. It's not something I usually check. So
You know what? It was something that I just threw into the show week 1, just because, and it's just something fun to keep watching now. A lot of people.
I'm 206,194.
Yes, you're gonna break top 200,000. Here you come.
Yeah.
All right. It's just a fun way to like see where you are.
Yeah.
Especially coming into the game later, like we have. You know, there's people that have been playing since day 1, so
It feels like a way to track your progress a little bit.
it's just another nice way to get that little feeling of progress. Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. It's time for the newcomer tip of the week. Allison, what have you got for us this week?
Okay, so this is a time management tip that I apply every event, every time I'm leveling up, especially hard to level characters, or characters that have a long collection time, or their tokens are like, epic tokens, God forbid, legendary tokens. And what I do is I keep track of who collects which token for the character in question. So, for instance, if I'm collecting for Grumpy, and say I want to level him from 7 to 8, okay, and I've already maxed out one of his wooden owl tokens, okay, so I still need to collect for his hat, but I don't want the characters who are collecting his owl tokens, all of that time I've waited on them, to go to waste. Okay, so for instance, and these are long collection times. Happy, for instance, has a 12-hour collection time for that owl token.
Very,
okay,
very
Sleepy's
long.
got an 8-hour. I mean, some of them have like 24-hour collection time. So you don't want all of that waiting time to go to waste. So say you have to collect 3 more hat tokens. I don't collect from Happy or Sleepy in the meantime, because I want the opportunity, as soon as I can finish collecting his hat tokens, I level him up right away. And then I can immediately collect from Happy and Sleepy, or the Seven Dwarfs Cottage, for instance, and possibly get a wooden owl token. So I just try and keep track of who collects for who. I take a lot of screenshots. I've done this. I did this with the blow darts and the Kakamora, when we were defeating the Kakamora, like the baskets and the blow darts, I kept track there. So then I know as soon as I defeat one, and I've got space, freed up, then I can immediately snag the other ones from, people who are collecting the blow darts, for example. So it's just a good way to maximize the use of your time, be time efficient in the game, especially when you're looking at, we're trying to mass level before balancing hits, or you're trying to welcome characters, or level them up to certain levels as the event goes on. Just keep track somewhere so that that you can collect right away as soon as they're ready to level.
That is super smart.
Especially because if you've got a character that, say they're a 4-hour level or 8-hour level, then for that time you cannot at this point click on them to see who collects for what. So it's easy to lose track.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's frustrating because, if you could, and you could click on them and see okay, well, Sneezy has a green check mark next to him. Stay away from Sneezy, right? Yeah. You don't have that. And right. there's so many times that I'm kicking myself because I'll have sent, a couple of 4-hour, I need 1 token. I send 3 4-hour people out, and I clear the whole board, and then I go back and I'm like, oh, I had 2 people that were out.
Yep.
And I could have had those 2 tokens. So that's a really, really smart idea. That's good thinking ahead.
Just did that with Chief Tui, because Woody has that 6-hour collection for his staff, right? It's a staff, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I think so. And I had collected all of them and was waiting to collect in the same round, waiting to collect his last ear hat so then I could level him. And I accidentally clicked on Woody and missed out on that. I was like, oh no, I got to start all over in 6 hours, to try and collect it again.
Yeah, that's very, very smart. That's good stuff. I wish there was need to develop a timer or an app or something that people could do.
Sure.
There's your calling.
Yep.
We need to get those smart guys who make the Disney Magic Kingdoms token guides and stuff to build something like that. That's great. That's great. Awesome. I love that.
Well, and you can use that DMK token guide if you forget to take a screenshot for who collects for who too. I do that all the time. If I've forgotten, oh crap, who collects for this person, then I can always go there and remember who I sent out. I wish there was a way, feature report material, I guess we're jumping ahead, but I wish there was a way that you could see where or what task you sent someone on if the task is finished, because then it moves out of that menu and you can't see it anymore, and you don't remember all the time what task you've sent them on or for how long it was or whatever. Right,
exactly. Yeah, no, that's really important, because you don't know what they've been sent out on. You don't know if is this person okay to click? You just see a checkbox. That's it. Maybe even if there was a thing at the top where it showed you tasks,
finished, completed tasks.
Yeah, and a separate tab for completed tasks. I
mean, if you're watching it, you can see it gray out. But if you're opening it up, you don't see the ones have already completed. Yeah.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, awesome. Thank you for that awesome stuff. And I'll throw in there too. We both mentioned the DMK token guide. That's something really, really great for newer players. If you don't know what it is, just go ahead and Google DMK and then token guide and see what it is. It's something really awesome where it shows you who collects what for each person. It shows you it shows you who will conflict. If you shows you all different token conflicts. There's also a lot of other stuff, like, there's a lot of other content that they've built into this.
Yeah, like you can even manually input what levels you have your characters at. You can also, there's another tab on there too that, like, if I want to know who Judy Hopps collects for, all of her quests that she can do and who she collects for, you can, there's another one, the token guide, and then there's like a character guide or something like that, and it shows you like all of their quests.
Do you know what her favorite dance is?
What?
The bunny hop.
The bunny hop, yay!
All right. Let's move on.
All the dad jokes.
All right. That's what you come for. All right.
That's right.
So, all right, let's move on into the game news. So the first thing I want to mention before we get going is that we had talked about this on other shows, but I started on Monday a contest in our Facebook group. This is one of the big reasons, one of the many reasons why you should be part of our Facebook community group. And this is courtesy of our awesome Patreons who help make this happen. The contest that I started was to come up with the name for the thing that happens when we call it the day resets, the game resets. So 11 a.m. Eastern, you collect your daily reward, and then new days begin. Where like characters unlock or tower challenges unlock. So it's like basically like the beginning of a new day in Disney Magic Kingdoms. So I created a contest because we couldn't figure out an official name for it. I asked Gameloft; they don't even have an official name for it. So it's time for us as a community to come up with an official name. Submissions closed today. There's a $5 iTunes gift card or Android gift card or Windows gift card available to the winner. But voting is still up and it's going through till Friday morning. So if you are in the group or if you join the group, vote for your favorite name. I am not going to say specifically who I think is the best because I don't want people to be partial. Not to say that you couldn't click on all the likes and figure out who I voted for, but I think there's some awesome submissions in there. So make sure you check it out. However, I have just made the decision I'm going to make my own name for another time of day that happens. So at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, that is when the gems on Main Street, when you can watch gems for ads, and also when the bronze, if you open up a bronze chest in the bank, it will then pop up to say, would you like to watch an ad for another bronze chest? So you get the 2 gems resetting on Main Street, you get the bronze chest reset. That officially is going to be known in around the kingdom as Banker's Hours. Okay, so at Banker's Hours is the time when that resets. That's what I was thinking of the other day. So I got to name one. The community gets to name one. That's how we're doing it today. So did you make a submission for the contest, Alison?
I didn't. I thought there were some good ones already. So
yeah, I really enjoyed the ones out there. I didn't put a submission out there for the community. Okay, let's move on into the Moana event. Find the Way. So we pick up at the end of Chapter 2, which is where we left off last week. I was battling the 8 Kakamora and had not gotten to the end of the chapter at that point. So after you battled the Kakamora, a quest opened up to collect 30 spears. These spears are the second token that you need to collect to welcome Moana. This is a separate quest from the main storyline and can be done at the same time as the other event quests, but it does need to be complete to get Moana. Honestly, at the point where you get it, it's like a 6-hour quest and a 12-hour quest are the only 2 available to you. So getting the spears was very slow going, but it does pick up much faster in Chapter 3 when you get Tamatoa's Lair, because then you have 2-hour and 4-hour quests to get these spears.
Yeah.
So after you do that, the chapter does end with the Welcome Pua quest becoming available to you. So that's kind of the end of Chapter 2. So Alison, I guess I want to get your thoughts on not just Chapter 2, but I guess let's catch up on what you think of the event so far.
I think it's a good event. This event has had, I feel like there's a lot of quests in between. I feel like I haven't had as much, I don't know, downtime as I was able to enjoy with the Princess and the Frog event. This one has a bit more. Some of the things are harder to collect for. We're battling the Kakamora a couple of times, and it's a 2-part collection really for those. So it's just it's longer. It just takes longer, I feel like, but I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. It's set up a little bit differently. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Cool. Well, I agree. I feel that it's been fun. Definitely set up a little differently. It's interesting to have all these little mini things on the side. But overall, I think it's good. So, all right. Quick and easy. Let's move on. So Chapter 3 begins.
Yes.
With Welcome a Pig. Welcome Pua. Pua needs 60 hibiscus flower tokens, 20 pig tapestries, and 10 Pua ears. They are the tapestries and ears are both of rarity, and you needed 9,500 event currency to welcome him. When you did welcome him, eventually you would get 16 gems for welcoming and completing that part of the Moana collection. Pua was not easy to collect for. He hung a lot of people up. How did you do with Pua?
I think I did pretty well. I feel like I was collecting. I don't know why, but rare tokens are always hard drops for me in my game. I find even harder tokens to be. I feel like harder tokens are even like they should be harder than rare, but I find rare tokens to be the hardest for some reason. I don't know why. Sure. Maybe it's because there's more of them. I'm not sure, but I feel like I was collecting for Pua pretty steadily. Like, you had double the tapestries to get, than the ears. And I feel like I was getting them at a pretty good pace, like 2 to 1. Okay, 2 to 1. There wasn't like, do you know how sometimes you collect for a character and it's super off balance? It's like, all right, I've got all of these, but only 3 of these other tokens.
Sure.
So I feel like, I don't know, it was pretty evenly balanced. But I'll tell you what, collecting the spears after Pua was like a gazillion times easier, like way easier. So once he's welcomed in, you kind of feel like, all right, you can breathe a little bit. He's tough to get, but once he's in the kingdom, it's so much better.
Yeah, I hear you, Alison. I sometimes find that epic rarity drops feel like they drop easier for me than rares.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's all in our heads, probably.
Yeah, maybe.
Because technically, I think that, somewhere on the back end of their mathematicalness in the back, that's like a George Bushism. But it's probably like, rares have like a 80% or, let's say 70% drop rate, and epics probably are 50% drop rate. But, it's just roll the dice. But no, I felt it was very slow for me. Slower than, I wouldn't say very slow, but slower than expected. The tapestries were moderately okay, but the ears did not want to drop for me.
Yeah, and they were kind of long quests too, I feel like. And yeah, I mean, they are using Cena like crazy. She's in everything. She collects for all of it, the whole entire event.
Yeah. Yep. No. So I hear you. Now, what did help with all of this was Tamatoa's Lair. Tamatoa's Lair opened up at the beginning of this chapter. and it was able to be purchased in 2 ways. There was Tamatoa's Lair plus 3 Radiant Chest bundle, and that was $3.99 US. Or you could just get Tamatoa's Lair for 150 gems. So, did you get Tamatoa's Lair?
I did. Yep, I ended up with getting the bundle for it. Yep.
Nice. And did you?
My chests weren't great, but I had already gotten the hook stand, so it wasn't a big.
Okay. Yeah. I was at the point where I was basically pleading to the devil for a Maui hook stand. So
yeah.
I went for the 3 extra Radiant chests at that time, just to try to get it. My chests were absolutely garbage, like always. But I was very happy to have Tamatoa's Lair.
Yeah.
So, it's really cool looking. It's fun to watch. The kids get nothing when they play it. It's pretty sad. But I guess that's like whenever you play a game like that.
Yeah. I have yet to see a kid actually go up to mine, but mine's kind of like in the newest part of my park that I've like opened up. So they do get out there sometimes, but I haven't caught anybody out there yet.
So it's hanging out with all the crabs that respawn and all the birds and everything.
I'll tell you what, if you can clear out a plot, and somebody in one of the groups, I don't know if it was our group or if it was one of the other DMK groups, but they were like, this is a magnet for the seedlings when they did the seedling mini event, and it was like a decoration in a lot of open space. Yeah. The crabs like to do that. The crabs are always, I feel like, in your newest open space.
Your newest open space, always. For those, whenever they have the tappers, I mean, it's just, they all flock there. I don't know what it is with that.
Yeah. I like it, though. It makes it easier to find them.
Yeah. So, you definitely can find it, but it's always like 9 out of 10, right? And then you have to like search the park for that one little stray guy.
And they want to hang out kind of near Main Street or somewhere in Toontown or whatever.
But so Tamatoa's Lair was great. It is 10 by 10, which is small. So it's easy to fit into spots. It has a 4-hour, it drops stuff every 4 hours, magic and experience, but also can drop the Chief's Staff token, Pua's Tapestry tokens, and Pua's Ears. So it's a big incentive to get this early on because it helps with Pua's stuff and obviously also Chief as well. Big, huge incentives to get Tamatoa's Lair. And on top of that, it then also gives you the incentive of making some of the quests shorter. For example, Grandma Tala, I think her spear collection quest went from 6 to 4.
Yeah.
And some other activities and quests went down as well. So that's a very big incentive to get Tamatoa's Lair. So if you have the chance, if you're listening now, I would definitely recommend getting it while you still have the chance. Okay, so we collected for Pua. We welcomed Pua after all of that, and then we got some side quests. Pua's sniffing around, looking for some tapestries, looking for some stuff, and sending Sina and Tui out all over the place. And then they say, all right, it's time and we got to go, and you get to go build Moana's boat. The Moana's boat attraction is awesome. Yeah. Probably one of my favorite attractions visually in the whole game.
It's bright. It's really cute. The detail of the turtle and the fish that come through, really awesome.
Yeah. It's an 8-hour build time. And it costs 10,000 event currency. Once again, it's a 10 by 10, so it's small. So which is good. It's nice to get attractions that are small, and still look as great as it does. It drops Pua ears and Grandma Tala ears. So awesome stuff for it to drop. So you build that up. And then when it's done, you get some more quests. You send out for a couple of quests here, and Sina's looking around here, and Tui's looking here. and Kakamora, what are they doing around here? And then we get to a point where we get the "You're welcome, Maui, welcome a demigod" quest. And that is the end of chapter 3. So at this point, this is where we are right now. The new chapter unlocks Friday morning at whatever you want to call it time, which the time to be named time that we will have. But at daily reward time, we'll call it right now. But anyway, so that's when the chapter 4 will begin. So right now, at this point, you're just trying to finish up all the stuff that we've talked about and finish up your spears. And then you'll be, caught up and on track if you get to that point. So chapter 3, what do you think?
Yeah. So I finished chapter 3, I think it was yesterday. I got the quest to welcome Maui. So this is like the first downtime I've had since the event started. And I mean, I had a couple of hours probably, or maybe part of a day, between chapter 2 and chapter 3. But yeah, the storyline, I feel like, in this chapter was it was cute. I love seeing Pua walk around. He's so adorable. Him digging for those little spears was really, really cute. In the meantime, I've just been, as we're waiting for chapter 4, I've just been leveling up some of my other Cena and Chief Tui and stuff. But I'm ready for it to start. But yeah, this was a good chapter. It was fun. I like to read the dialogue, so it was cute. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did too. I think that you're always going to hit this one chapter when, when you look at the traditional layout for chapters, there's always this one chapter right here where you're only welcoming one character.
Yeah.
It's a whole week long. So things have to happen, right? And it's going to be hard to welcome, Pua, Pua was not meant to be welcomed the same day that he's,
sure,
out, he's expected to take 1, 2, maybe 3 days, depending on your characters and levels that you have them at.
Yeah.
But I mean, you got 2 awesome attractions in this chapter, and I'm happy with it. It was a slow and steady kind of chapter. You know what I mean? You didn't feel too rushed, but you weren't bored and just sitting around doing nothing.
Yeah, I feel like it's like the eye of the storm. Like, I feel like this event started off really heavy and like go, 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 go. And then this chapter was a little bit more, like steady collecting. And then I'm a bit scared for the next one to open up because there's a lot to happen. But I think we have enough time. But there's a lot coming up. So
there's a lot coming up, and I'll be in Disney on vacation, so it's going to be hard.
Yeah.
So that's it for chapter 3. So since we're going to be away for next week, thought we would give everyone kind of a heads up on what is to come from the leaks. We always talk about our famous Chinese hackers. And so we have the assumed from data that they've gotten information. They've been pretty spot on so far. If you don't want to hear any spoilers for what's going to be coming in chapter 4, go ahead and skip ahead about 10 minutes into the show, because we're going to talk about some spoilers here for what's to come. So, final spoiler alert. Here you go. All right. So, Alison, why don't you let us know what's going on with chapter 4?
So, the first thing, if you have finished collecting all of the spears and you're ready you get the quest to welcome Maui. He's the first thing that you'll do. You'll welcome him very first thing, beginning of chapter 4.
And we assume that he's going to be epic. That his drops are going to be epic.
I can't imagine that they wouldn't be, honestly.
Right. I couldn't imagine them being rare. And also at this point too, I know you don't have it here, but Hey Hey unlocks as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to buy Hey Hey in a bundle. What bundle do you think we're gonna be getting?
I think it's going to be an event currency bundle. I don't. Do we have any? There's no more stands, right? Is that it for
No,
the stands?
there are there are
There was the pineapple, the lei, the
the hook.
the hook stand, and Moana's shell hat,
Yeah,
right? So that's all of them,
yeah, that's
I
all of them.
think.
Yep.
So, and I think the rest of the buildings. I mean,
Yeah, we've got
Tamatoa's lair was, yeah. So I imagine it's an
EC.
event currency.
Yeah.
Yeah. hmm And every event, I feel like people they get stuck on whether or not they want to know that those premium characters are a necessity, or um like every single event we hear people, is so and so worth it? What do you think? And my my thing is always, if you're on the fence, uh like, it's better to get them right when they first release than
Yes.
to wait until the end, because then you've kind of outlived their usefulness
Right.
at that point. So, I kind of learned my lesson. Like, if you are going to get one of the premium characters, get them as soon as they release, if you can. Just because it makes your event go a lot smoother, especially if you can't check the game as often. I'll tell you what, like, getting that extra boost, like even from Tamatoa's lair, shortening those quests. I mean, if as it drops tokens that you need for harder collect
Yeah.
for characters,
You just look
it's
back
good to
at
do.
look back at Charlotte, for example.
Right.
Charlotte,
Yeah.
had 2 hour drops for all of Dr. Facilia's
Mm-hmm.
epics.
Yep. Yep.
So, and the other ones were 4 6 hour drops. So,
Mm-hmm.
Hey Hey will be the same,
Right.
So,
Right.
is Hey Hey
Yeah.
worth here we go. Is Hey Hey worth it? Yes. Hey Hey
Probably.
is
Yeah.
worth it. Okay, so I'm sorry. So go on. So,
Yeah. No, it's okay. So then after that, it looks like we're going to be building the Kakamora boat. So that appears to be 15,000 event currency, and it requires Pua to be at level 3. Um, so if you have not leveled him up, now is a good time, because you've got a little while before this unlocks. We've got just over a day. And then that is going to be a 4-hour build time. So I love that boat. It's like a mini version of the battle, which is just really cool. So I'm kind of excited to build that that one too. Those little coconuts are cute. Um, then after that, Maui has a 6-hour quest. Then he needs to be level 2. So in the meantime, like I said before, keep being mindful of who collects what for him. There is actually a leak out there as well. It got posted in one of the DMK groups. It may have even been posted in ours, for how I know Teal posted in one of the groups of, here's who is likely to collect for Maui. So I'm pretty sure it was Teal who had posted it, but I didn't put it in the show notes or anything. But so keep being mindful of who collects for his ear hats and who collects for his hook, because once you welcome him, you can start collecting for level 2. That way, when he's done with his task or while the boat is being built, you can immediately get him up to level 2. Since his second quest after the boat is built, he needs to be level 2 for. Then you're not wasting more time. After that, Cena and Chief Tui go on a 6-hour quest. Cena has to be level 6. Chief Tui has to be a level 5. So go ahead and get them leveled up. At this point, you have to have all 30 spears to continue. So if you have not collected all of them, you're going to be stuck at this point. After that, you'll stop the Kakamora. So you're going to battle them again. Just like the beginning, we battled them once. Then we battled them 8 times. This time it's 15 times. So it's that double collection. I know that I saved up during the 8 times, so that hopefully I'll have at least 3 ready to go right away. But man, that takes a while. That hangs you up for a bit.
yeah, there will be more collectors though.
Oh, good.
Because
because it
Hey
Moana
Hey,
passed.
right, Hey
Yeah,
Hey and Maui,
that's right.
and Pua will all be
Hmm.
collectors now.
Yeah,
So there'll be
good.
more
I forgot
people
about that.
collecting.
Yeah.
So hopefully it will go a little bit smoothly. I mean, because
Hmm.
we all know we love battle bots. I mean, Battle Kakamora.
It's all
PTSD.
it's
Sorry.
all different forms of the same, right?
Right.
Yep. So we got to stop them. It's 15 times, and then after that, we've got a 4-hour quest for Chief Tui. Still at level 5, to get Moana's boat repair materials. I imagine that this is the first one. Uh,
Yes.
just like before, didn't Pua came back with the first spear,
Right.
right?
Yep.
So Chief Tui will
No,
probably come back with a first.
Pua didn't come back with a spear because the spear started before Pua. But there was
Oh,
something that
that's right.
happened
That's right. Yeah,
where he
maybe it
went
was
out and
three.
got one spear and then the
Right.
quest unlocked. Right.
Yeah. So I imagine that's kind of the same thing. And then after that quest, that 4-hour quest, Moana's third token, which is the boat repair materials, that unlocks so that you can start collecting all of those. And how many do we need? I forget. We
50.
need like 50. Oh my gosh.
50.
Yeah.
They're probably going to be 1 and 2 hour quests.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
assume.
I would hope so. I have 3 from chess, so there we go.
There you go.
At that point, though, once you collect all of those, we get to welcome Moana. So that's exciting. She's only a 60-minute welcome time, and she costs 10,000 AC. So then we'll have her, and then we can. Uh, I don't know if this is after, or if you can start collecting while you're still getting the boat repair material. But her comfy costume does unlock as well, so we can begin collecting on that. That's 14,000 EC, and it's a 60-minute welcome time for her costume. And as we approach the end of the event, Moana has a 4-hour quest where she only needs to be level 1. Then we have a dual quest with Moana and Chief Tui, where Moana's level 1. Chief Tui has to be level 6 for that one to end the event, and that's a 2-hour quest. And then the very last bit of the event is a quest with Moana and Sina. Moana needs to be level 2 and Sina level 6, and that's a 6-hour quest. And then we have successfully completed the Moana event. Yay!
Yay! So a couple of points to note here for everyone coming in. So Cena's going to need to be 6. You want to get her to 6 before you get Chief Tui to 6, because you only need Chief Tui at 6 to do the quests at the end.
Right.
Cena you need to in order to progress to get through to get to Moana. So you want to get Cena to 6 first. You're going to need... Grandma Tala only needs to be, I think, 2 or 3. I'm sorry, she only needs to be 3.
I mean, she doesn't even need to be 3.
But just for helping to collect.
Oh, yeah. To help to collect for
Right.
Pua, yeah, she could be
3.
level 3. But,
Pua, I think, needs to be 3. And then...
he does.
Yeah, 2. So, again, Tui only needs to be 5 until the end, then he needs to be 6. And then Moana and Maui only need to be 2.
Yeah.
So don't go crazy with them, when if you have other things to do.
You also want to make sure that you're being mindful of the hibiscus flowers too, because you want to make sure you've got enough. Maui needs quite a few of them, and then I'm sure Moana needs a lot once. Well, maybe not, because we're...
What about Hey Hey? That's a good question. Probably Hey Hey just needs to be 2. I wouldn't think he would need to be too high. But we will see. That information, if you want that, there will be a post with all that information. I think there already is in our Facebook group, so you can go to join our Facebook group, check it out. We have all that stuff there, and if you don't see it there, ask for it, and someone like Alison will dig it up and find it for you. One other thing I want to note is that if you're all caught up at the end of Chapter 3 with everything, you're still going to need 10,000 for Maui EC, 10,000 for Moana to welcome her, 15,000 for the boat, and 14,000 for the costume. So that's 10, 20, 35, almost 49, almost 50,000
it's
EC
a lot.
between now and the end of the event just to welcome and get through everyone. So if you think you're like, oh, I'm doing pretty good, like, don't stop collecting.
Yeah.
You're going to need to keep grinding at it.
Especially if your characters aren't leveled this high either, they're using some of that currency to level as well. So it's always better to have more.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. All right. Awesome. Well, that is the end of the Moana event. Super excited. We will, when I come back in 2 weeks, I will have KC on the show, and we will recap the Moana event and check that out. All right. So now let's just talk about the events of the week. So we'll just go over this real quick. So the first event that we had this week, we had 3, was Wish Granter, number 35, which lasted 2 days. And this is the one where you just grant wishes for the kids in your park, and you get 1 point for each. So the leaderboard rank 1 through 5. Got 1,000 EC and 2 radiant chests. 6 through 50 got 850 EC and 2 radiant chests. And then you got decreasing currency and 1 radiant chest all the way down to rank 500. And then everyone below rank 500 just got EC from that. Anything you got to say about Wish Granter? How did you do in that?
I don't remember. I think I ended up somewhere. I've done pretty well in most of these, but I think this one I was a little bit lower on. So I want to say I was probably 50 or below, like 50 or higher, I guess. So I maybe got the 650 currency. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So. Yeah. I was busting my hump because I still hadn't gotten the hook stand at this point. I ranked in I think 25, 26, 27, somewhere in the mid 20s. Nice. So I did get my 2 radiant chests, which of course I did not get the hook stand in. Right. Lots of hibiscus flower tokens. But yeah, I mean, it's a Wish Granter event. Not much to say about it. All right. The next event was called All Too Familiar. And this is fun. This is the first time that they've ever had this mini event. It was for tapping hidden crows. The hidden crows actually first appeared during the Snow White event. So it's funny because the Snow White are the main helpers. So the crows came back, which is all too familiar. They came back. This was a 2-day event also. And this was a typical 10 crows every 4 hours for a total of 120 crows possible. Only ranks 1 through 5 got 2 radiant chests. So this is basically like if you tapped everything, you set your alarm every 4 hours, you got your 2 radiant chests. At this point, I had already gotten my hook stand, and I was like, I am not going to deal with this in the middle of the night. So I ranked, I think, between 150 and 350, somewhere in there. Yeah. I got my radiant chest. So again, currency was 500 for rank 1 through 5 and 2 radiant chests. Then you had decreasing currency all the way down to rank 600, where you would get 1 radiant chest, and then everyone below 600 just got EC. Yeah. So yeah, what about you? Did you just kind of take it easy on this one?
Yeah, relatively. I mean, if I happen to wake up in the middle of the night or early in the morning, I'll go on and tap my stuff and whatever. But I'd like to say I'm not very competitive, but I can't help myself. But yeah, I think I finished somewhere in the top 10. So I don't think I hit the top rank, but the one just under it.
Good.
So yeah.
I mean, there was that one crow I couldn't find, and I'm like, I'm not going to spend 20 minutes looking for this.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, but that was nice. It was nice to have something different, to look at and different to tap. And I like those. Yeah. And what I love about these events the most, stepping outside of it, is I'll always say this is, I think these events are the most fair for newer players because everyone has the same chance at getting these. Everyone who starts at the daily quest time, whatever it is, when the event begins, if they set their alarms, they will guarantee themselves 120, and it's an even playing ground. So that's why I really like this. And for newer players, it's even easier because they have less land. Remember how easy these were when you only had a couple of land plots?
Yeah.
So
my son Eli he just started playing on his own, and so he's only got like 3 or 4 plots opened up. So they were pretty easy to find for him.
So, okay. And then today, as we all kind of were expecting, the trophy event began. So everyone whipped the Kraken out from their inventories. And, a typical trophy event. The golden Kakamora statue is the prize. I don't have all the information for everything in front of me, but I do know that the gold trophy decoration is available for everyone ranked 1 through 50. Like 1 through 10 or 1 through 5 or 1 through 10 have more EC, but I think like 5 through 50 or 10 through 50 still get the trophy. So if you just keep at it, it's going to be worth it. So I'm going to be going pretty hard on this one. I want to get that trophy.
Yeah.
What about you? You're going to try hard? You're going to get that trophy?
Yeah. I like to delay. This is one where I take a screenshot of where I've sent out my characters and I wait because this one to me is the hardest one to delay entry into, because you might forget that you sent a character out on a quest that's going to collect the golden trophy, and so it's harder because sometimes you can accidentally enter in
all the people that accidentally entered in, raise their hand. Me. Yeah, I tapped the wrong guy this morning.
Yeah,
so.
I tried to wait. I waited, I think 6 or 8 hours, and I feel like I'm on a pretty good board. So
good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so those are the events of the week. I'm sure there'll be more to discuss. Well, actually, who knows? It'll be 2 weeks from now, so I'm not going to talk about all those events. Time for Disney Dad Joke of the Week.
Yay!
This episode's already been jam-packed with dad jokes, but here we go. Why did Woody give Bullseye some cough syrup?
Why, Steve?
Because he was a little horse. Do you want to hear my impression of a little horse?
Yeah.
Hi, how you doing? I'm a little horse. Okay, anyway. All right, let's move on.
That's my favorite segment.
Thank you. Is that requested by...
That's right.
Okay. All right, let's move on into... Is it worth it? Is it worth it is a segment where we talk about premium characters and attractions and costumes, and whether or not they are worth buying for various reasons. So last week we did Mickey's tuxedo costume. So this week I wanted to do something that would be kind of quick and easy to go over. So I realized there was one other costume that you can purchase with gems. So Donald's pirate costume is available for purchase with gems. It is 120 gems. His costume was released with the Pirates of Caribbean expansion and the Peter Pan update on August 1st of last year. And yeah, so that's about it. His costume gives you one quest called Trick or Treat, where he does that. And the only thing that I've ever seen Donald's Halloween costume used for was when he was a Cocoa collector, refresher collector, in the Nightmare Before Christmas Halloween Tower Challenge. There was all of them that had the Halloween costumes were, the pirate costume. All of the different pirate costumes were able to. Was it the pirate costumes that collected, or was it the Halloween?
I think it was their Halloween costumes. Yeah.
Yeah. So you know what? I'm wrong. I'm sorry. It's been a late night. So his pirate costume doesn't collect any. His pirate costume doesn't have the trick or treat. So
yeah.
Go back on that, everyone. Stop listening to me. What does his pirate costume have? I don't know. Does it have anything specific to it?
I don't have it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know if it does. When I was looking at it though, I'm still on the fence about whether I want to purchase it too. I'm working on collecting his Halloween costume, but I don't know. He looks so sassy in that pirate costume. what is in the wardrobe. So I kind of was curious about it, but when I was looking it up, it didn't really seem like it did very much. So
yeah, I thought it did. Oh, you know what? Okay, brainstorm. Sorry about all that Halloween stuff. It's been a very, very long day and a long week. His pirate costume helped with collecting for, I think, Goofy's during the crab, like there was like the crab event where you had to like get the paper airplanes and and the nets.
Yep.
And I think he helps with that. I think all the pirates.
Oh, in his pirate. Oh, that's probably right.
I think all the pirates helped.
Yeah.
In that.
Yeah, that seems to be a pirate themed mini event.
Right. I remember getting it because I knew at the time it was going to help me with one specific thing, and I'm pretty sure it was to get Goofy's pirate costume. So anyway, is it worth it? Nah. I would say no. If you're newer to the game, even been around for a couple of months, I think that there are a lot better things that you could spend 120 gems on. Yeah. It's not available for purchase with cash. So it's not even like I could say, all right, if you have $3, go ahead and buy it or something.
Yeah.
I think this is definitely something that can wait.
Yeah, for sure.
And there's a lot better things for you to spend your gems on. Is it something fun to get later on? Absolutely. I like mine. But I never put him in it. So I don't know. It is what it is. Is it worth it? No. Okay. Let's see. Here we go. Ready?
Yeah.
Feature report. Feature report. Feature report. Feature report is a segment where we talk about ideas or features we'd like to see implemented into the game. The first one is from Maria. And Alison, since I was having such a hard time explaining this, can you please go over what Maria would like to see as a feature?
So Maria wants to see something that indicates which costumes that she actually has, and she's welcomed her characters in. So she was looking for kind of like a little icon when she goes through when she's in the what do you call it, costume shop, wardrobe. Yep. She wants to have like a little icon that tells her, okay, this is the costume that I have. Because right now, currently, what they've got is a system that's similar to our characters, where if you have something, you have a character, you have a costume, they are completely colored in. If it is something that you can purchase, like for instance, for me, I can purchase Tuxedo Mickey, or I can purchase Donald's pirate costume. It's got like a little exclamation point over it. And if you can't get it at all, if it's locked to you, for instance, like maybe if you don't have one of the princesses and the comfy costume for or Ariel is not available right now, it's going to be completely grayed out. So she's wanting something that's a bit more streamlined, and she's wanting kind of like a little icon that says, all right, here's the costume that I've got, so that it's easy on first glance to kind of be able to see what you've already collected, which costumes your characters can already go in.
That makes sense.
Yep.
Thank you for explaining. It only took you 3 times
You're welcome.
to explain it to me. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
It definitely could be easy to do and easy to implement.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Okay. The next one is from Lee. Lee actually didn't submit this, but I did steal this from his post in our group. It had been brought up before. He made a cute post in the group. It was a buy-sell trade. He was trying to trade some of his green cream soda stands for a Maui hook stand.
And you can relate to that.
I can relate to that. I do not have a green cream soda stand, but I don't have an extra Maui stand to trade. Right. But I'd be trying hard for it if I did. Yeah. If I could trade. I think trading would be fun. I think that you would need, to an extent. I think they could limit what they allow people to trade. I think concessions would be a fun thing that they could allow people to trade.
Decorations, maybe? People?
Yeah, but I don't know, because I don't think I don't want people trading gold statues.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
You know,
That's
so
true.
there'd be some weird caveats to it. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah,
I
for sure.
guess even when you think about concessions, like,
Right.
there's rare concessions. So I don't know. I think trading
Yeah.
would be cool, but I think maybe like they could brand like certain things with like
Hmm.
common,
It's
uncommon,
untradeable.
rare, or untradeable.
Yeah.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
like only make like common and uncommon things. Well, I don't know, because I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't even know.
Yeah.
I don't know how it'd be
I don't
work. It'd be
even know.
hard. Maybe they could make it tradable like during the event, and then for a little bit while after, and then make it
Sure.
untradeable
Yeah.
after 90 days or some. Who knows?
Hmm.
But I think it would be
Hmm.
fun to be able to trade and somehow interact with people. So
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
okay, and
I
then
definitely want them to open up like that Friends thing that they used to do. That all happened before my time, right? Playing the game. So I don't know. Like I remember the old days of Farmville where you could visit other people's farms and help them harvest some stuff. Like I wish there was something that we could do to see other people's parks and interact somehow with one another.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
That needs to happen.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you can get the next one. Go ahead, Allison.
Yeah, so I found this one on Reddit. It's from somebody named Achroma_X. They would like to see sorting stored items based on movie theme. That way, all rides and concessions and decorations would be in their own tab related to the movie that they were inspired by. So this could help if you want to rearrange your park or decorate your park thematically based on movie. You can see, oh, this concession stand goes with this area of my park. I love this idea because we have such a great feature now that we can like mass clear huge areas of our parks. So to be able to kind of put those rides and concessions and decorations and whatever out based on movie, I think is really cool. I would prefer, if I had all the land in the world, I would prefer to decorate my park like that in certain themes. So I like this. I like this feature.
Yeah, I try my hardest to do this anyway, and keep
Yeah.
things
Hmm.
thematic.
Hmm.
But it would be cool if like I could just hit like a, you know, all button and just have them all kind of plop down into
Right.
land, and then let me kind of arrange them that way. But
Hmm. Hmm.
yeah, I like it.
Yep.
Well, thank you so much for all of those feature reports. If you have a feature you'd like to see implemented, please write in using any of our various social media platforms and let us know. Your idea could be on next week's show. All right, so that about does it for us tonight. There's some other things around the kingdom to talk about real quick. There has been an in-game pop-up asking people to join a Gameloft panel called Brainloft. If you sign up, you're going to get surveys and such, but you can win in-game items. So make sure you check that out. I definitely signed up because I like
Yeah,
free,
I did too right
I
away.
like free stuff, and I like helping out
Yeah.
Gameloft. So
Yeah. I like to know what's coming out or what I don't know. Anytime they do a survey, I'm always like, what are they cooking up? What's coming out next?
all right, see, the Radiant chests are still available, one a day for 25 gems each. They do have event currency, tokens for event characters, decorations, and the hook stand, which is actually possible to get. Imagine that. The Snow White legendary chests are available for the duration of the event and for the usual price of 60 gems each, or $9.99 for a 6-pack. The even bigger event currency bundle. Let me say that again. The even bigger event currency bundle is now available. It is 100 gems and 5,000 event currency, and it's $4.99. I can assure you that there will be a bigger than even bigger event
Yeah.
currency bundle coming out soon. But yeah, so if you want some EC, that's a good way to get it. Yeah, and that is it for that. We did get one new 5-star rating. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So thank you for rating. There are no new 5-star reviews in the US this week. And last week we went over the international one, so I will get the international one in 3 more weeks. So That's all I have for now. So my shout out this week goes to all the cool, awesome people participating in our live YouTube chat today. So just, Alicia, Speedy Ultra, Drown27. You guys have been really awesome. Sweet Pickles out there today. So many awesome people. Sway is out there. So thank you for watching as well. Alison, any shout outs for you?
Yeah. Shout out to my son, Eli. So he's 7. He just started his own Disney Magic Kingdoms game. He wanted to separate from me. So he's got his own game that he plays on his little Kindle, and he's working really hard. He's still working on welcoming Chief Tui. So he's cute. He's going through it. He's doing a good job. So shout out to him.
Yay, Eli!
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, next week's show. No show! There will not be a show next week in case you missed it. I will be enjoying Walt Disney World with the family. So KC joins me when I return in 2 weeks. 2 weeks from today. Again, if you are going to be in Walt Disney World or you work in Walt Disney World or any of those parks down there, next week, let me know. If we're going to be in the same park on the same day, I'd love to say hi and meet up with some of the community of the show. But that wraps it up. So if you want to be more involved with the show, you can follow us on Twitter at ATK Podcast and like our Facebook page at facebook.com/ATK Podcast. Here you'll find out before anyone else about any breaking news that we hear, information on contests and giveaways, when new shows are published, and of course, my ramblings and photos from my day-to-day playing. The show's Facebook group is up, and it's a great way to easily interact with me and other fans of the show to talk about our favorite game. The link to our group will be in the show notes and can also be found on the show's main Facebook page. Also, you could write into the show. Our email address is aroundthekingdompodcast@gmail.com. Let us know what you think about the show, what's working, what's terrible, or any other topic you want to write in about, even if you just want to say hi. We are now on YouTube. You might be watching us live right now, but
Surprise!
But if you're not, and you didn't know we were on YouTube, we are now there. If you want to watch the show and see me and my awesome guests, head on over and subscribe to our channel, like the video, and smash the bell to get notified when a new show goes live. The link to our channel will be in the show notes. If you want to help support the show, please head on over to iTunes, subscribe to the podcast, and leave us a 5-star review. Doing this is quick and easy, it costs you nothing, but helps us greatly to be seen by other people so they can enjoy the show also. All 5-star reviews will be read at the end of each episode. Listening to the show is all we could really ask for, but if you do want to help support us in another way, please check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/aroundthekingdom. We are over halfway towards our first goal to help the production of the show, and a great way to show your support is for just about $1 an episode. All Patreons will get a special shout out at the beginning of each episode. Again, it's patreon.com/aroundthekingdom. The link will be in the show notes. Thank you so much for joining us this week. I'm looking forward to having a week off, but I will be around. I am Stevesquirrel for myself and Alison. We hope you have a great night, and we will see you around the kingdom next week.
Bye, everybody.
Okay, we are still live, but the recording is over.
Yay!
So if we'll stick around for a few more minutes if anyone in the chat has any questions or anything that they want to say. Eli says, "Thanks, Steve and Mom."
Aw.
Eli.
Yay!
Yay! Thank you, Sweet Pickle and Alicia and Speedy Ultra. Speedy Ultra wants to see me a picture of me and Stitch.
Oh, fun.
I feel like I'm going to be obligated this year to, when my daughter's going up to all the princesses and getting her pictures, I'm going to need to go and, take pictures of the princesses.
It's so fun.
So
highly encouraged.
I think that's something I might have to do this year, because that's what
I need to plug this in, so you might start getting an echo.
Okay.
I don't want to.
It's okay.
Yeah.
We're not
Yeah. I was like, I'm dwindling down to 2%.
Well, we made it. We did
Even
it.
talk faster.
We did it.
We did it. Oh, I'll just come over here.
Daniel's in the house. Daniel, what's
Yay.
up, Daniel? Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to going. Dead Macho DMK just joining us. What's up, buddy? Dead Macho wants to know how we're doing in the event. Listen to the episode.
Yeah.
You missed about an hour of awesome stuff. Let's see. Will the Japanese option in the English version be disabled when the Japanese version run by Gung Ho shuts down? They are completely separate. I have no idea what you mean other than this version being played by Gameloft is completely separate, so you're good there.
That'd be really unfortunate.
Daniel just got on a minute ago. Daniel probably just got home from work because you are West Coast. You're awesome like that. Welcome on. Spiel just says, I don't know if you've ever mentioned it, but who's my favorite all-time Disney character?
Good question.
Ooh, all-time
favorite.
All-time favorite? Probably Eeyore.
Aww.
Yeah. I relate to Eeyore in a lot of ways. I feel like me and Eeyore would be good buddies. I also, you know what, honestly, Tigger, who's the opposite of Eeyore. But I've always been a Tigger. I mean, I probably have like 15 stuffed Tiggers around my house. So, yeah, I definitely was a Tigger fan.
Hey, that's a pretty good impression.
Well, thank you. I've worked on it a lot. Okay, I guess I'm just gonna do that impersonation now.
Hope I'm not making everybody seasick over here. Had to relocate.
Can you go over the rumors for Moana's shiny outfit?
Oh.
Well, what surprised me in the last event was that Tiana's comfy costume was 1 hour quests from Facilier, and they were only rare drops.
Yeah.
That highly surprised me, that they weren't legendary. But they're keeping kind of on the same... This feels very much with take out the Battle Kakamora, and I feel like this shell is a lot similar to the Princess and the Frog event, so I wouldn't be too surprised if
that's kind of similar.
It's similar to that. Thanks for noticing me. Not that anyone cares. Yes, I love Eeyore. He's my buddy. Who are your favorite Disney characters? You're asking me, but who are your favorite Disney characters? Let's hear from you. I have about 5 minutes, and then I'm going to have to get going. Alison, if you need to bail out, you can.
No, I'm good.
You got 5 minutes? All right, we have 5 minutes, and then we'll go. And then I can edit this and get it up, and then go to bed, because I'm tired.
You've had a week.
Yeah. I'll be buying the bundle for the costume if there is one. There will be one. I've never not seen a bundle for the costume. I think I'm almost like, depending on how it's going, like, you know, at Disney, I could almost see myself getting the bundle for Moana and getting the bundle for her country costume and just saying, here's $10, and now I can just enjoy the rest of my trip and not be checking every 2 hours.
Oh, for sure. That's probably a wise use of your time and money at that point.
Yeah, exactly. And probably my sanity, because if my wife is seeing me checking my game every 2 hours in Disney, there's going to be problems.
You know, the thing that stinks, though, is that you were looking so forward to this event the entire time you've been playing. And you can't even, like, enjoy the rest of the event, really.
Yeah.
I mean, you're enjoying Disney, which is great.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it wasn't happening, like, at a different time. This event wasn't happening at a different time for you.
Should I, like when I take my selfies with the princesses, Should I hold my phone up with like their character
Okay.
on there, just like like on the character screen, like
That
just
could be
their
fun.
character?
Yeah. Yeah, that could be fun.
Yeah, that could be
Or
fun.
have them hold it.
Yeah. They'd be like, but no, but they're all in character. So they're like, what is this crazy device that you're
that's true.
holding me in my hand?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think Wreck-It
You know
Ralph?
what? You know what would be fun is how at Disney they do like the like we got to go to the Halloween party, Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party.
Oh, I've never done that.
Oh my gosh! If you get a chance to, well, it would either be during the Halloween when they have all the Halloween stuff, or Christmas time. It's the two parties that they've got right now. But what would be really cool is if they did a like a princess slumber party type theme with all the princesses in their comfy costumes. That would be so awesome.
I think I would do a slumber party with all the princesses. Is it worth it?
Yeah. Is it worth it? I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, not like a real slumber party. Just like something.
This went from G to not so G real
it's
quick.
no longer family friendly. Oh, Alicia says she's heard amazing things about the Halloween party. Oh my gosh. It was so fun. So fun. We rode Space Mountain. They had like 3 rides that were like done special. Like they had special effects. They had like a live person, like a live actor, in the Pirates of the Caribbean ride.
Oh, cool.
During the Halloween party, they had some crazy cosmic lighting during like in the teacups ride, and our favorite though was they had you could ride Space Mountain totally blacked out. Like there was no stars, no nothing in Space Mountain. It was just complete pitch black.
Wow.
Which me and Eli rode it. It was the coolest. It was so fun because you can't even see that little bit of track in front of you. It's all completely dark, so you have no idea like which way you're going and stuff. It was really cool.
I'd be afraid I'd fly out of the thing.
It was super fun.
But okay, it's been 5. We're all tired. Thank you so much for hanging out, everybody. It means so much to all of us. Makes doing the show live really fun. And so thank you, everyone. I hope you guys have a great night. And I hope you do all have, do great in this event. I will be around. Alison will be around in the groups. So make sure you check that out. And I don't know, see you in 2 weeks.
Bye.
Bye.